My boyfriend treats me like his personal sex toy because he's insecure and thinks it's cool to prove that I'm the thing he can sleep with. My boyfriend has always been very privately vocal about me sexually and has said that he's obsessed with me and my body. He shows it, and our intimate life is really great. I feel very confident in that area, especially after using an Obby burn box to be skinny. It's a huge part of why I have a summer body that I can proudly show off. And my boyfriend loves my body more than the average person likes anything. He even wants to sleep with me constantly, and we often do it 4 to 5 times in a row per day because he asks so much and wants to keep going. It's always been consensual, but he definitely wants it more than I do a lot of the time. That's not the issue. This weekend, he took me to a music festival out of town, in a more progressive and warm place. Then we stayed at his best friend's house, who I'll call Jake. Since we were hanging out a lot with Jake, I reminded my boyfriend that I don't like public displays of affection, no matter who it's in front of. I hate making anyone uncomfortable, but it makes me uncomfortable most of all. He knows this and always has, so we only hold hands in public and sometimes kiss quickly. But the entire weekend he was very grabby of my body, and would come up behind me and grab me and start kissing my neck. It made me so uncomfortable. I would tell him that I didn't want it and he would stop but then do it again. At the festival, I was trying to listen and enjoy the music, and he would try to get me to grind on him in front of Jake, and I definitely didn't want to. I let him know I was uncomfortable with it many times, but it would go on and off the whole night. The part that bothers me most is his comments and the things he brings attention to. On Sunday, I wore a cute top and I could have worn a bra with it. I was nervous about being too exposed, but he convinced me that since we were in a more progressive place it would be fine, and no one would care. I mentioned that I didn't want to make Jake uncomfortable, and he let me know that Jake has had plenty of girlfriends who have dressed this way. It was definitely ultimately my choice to go without a bra, but I wouldn't have done it if he didn't convince me. I would have been fine if he didn't draw attention to my breast the entire day, but he did. We met up with Jake at a restaurant, and while on the phone with each other and while Jake was trying to locate us, my boyfriend said, "Do you see her tatas?" I lightly hit his arm and told him to not say that, and he laughed it off as a joke. Then, when we were in the restaurant, he mentioned to Jake that I was uneasy about being braless and we chatted about it a bit. I explained that I was comfortable with my own body but I just wasn't used to showing much. My boyfriend then told Jake, "I'm allowed to say that because I'm the one who gets to do things with them." When no one was looking he would grab my nips and try to get them to perk up. He was very handsy with me, like he needed to prove that he's the one who gets to touch me and sleep with me. I hate it. Later, we were talking about a student at the high school I teach at, who is the younger brother of Jake's roommate. Jake told us that the student kept asking if my boyfriend and I were still together. Jake asked him, "Why? Do you think you have a shot?" It was funny, until my boyfriend said he just wants to be inside you. I wanted to throw up. Why would he say something so explicit about a minor with me? I exclaimed, "What did you say?" And he repeated it. I told him to stop saying stuff like that, and he laughed it off and said, "Well, it's true." Jake then said, "Dude, you gotta stop with that. I'm officially scolding you. Do you feel scolded? No more of that." He was trying to be light, but even Jake thought it was way over the line and defended me. Finally that night, I wanted to get my boyfriend's hoodie so that I could just wear it over my top because I didn't have one. But it was in his car and we left his car parked somewhere else. I let him know that, and Jake heard us and asked where my boyfriend was going, and he told him I wanted a hoodie but we didn't have his car. Jake immediately brought me to his room and let me pick out a hoodie. I told him I felt bad about wearing his hoodie, but he said, "I don't want you to keep feeling so uncomfortable, plus it's cold." It was very sweet, and I felt better the rest of the night, but my boyfriend got weird about me wearing his best friend's hoodie. I found myself liking to be around Jake more than my own boyfriend because he was respectful and kind, and listened to me the entire weekend. I'm just really upset with my boyfriend because I constantly told him I was uncomfortable and I felt icky about it, but he refused to respect it. He's pretty insecure, and I firmly believe he thinks it's cool to prove that I'm the thing he can have sex with and touch and be with. I hate that so much and I don't want it anymore. I talked to him about it on the car ride home, but he got offended and then started telling me that I'm just in love with Jake and I don't want to be with him anymore, which isn't true. Then that night we were texting about it and I tried explaining all of this to him again, and his text back said, "Exactly, you told me how much you want me to want you. I realize you also told me I was making you uncomfortable but I really wasn't trying to. I'm sorry, I literally wanna die." I told him that I liked that he wanted me a long time ago, and I still do, but I like it when we're in private if it's going to be so sexual. I just feel a little violated because even if this whole situation doesn't seem like a big deal, it was my boyfriend doing it and not respecting me. I can barely even kiss him now because I don't want to give it to him. I really do love him, so I'm having a hard time with all of this. What should I do? Is the relationship worth saving or am I just a sexual object?